And welcome to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella, and as you see, is Dani Gibson from Let's Go Racing and the PTHA. Hi, Dani.
Bruce, we are still keeping it all going with all the excitement with Smarty Jones. I love it. I
Yeah,
don't want it to end.
what a special day last Friday. Smarty Jones inducted into the National Horse Racing Hall of Fame. And I want to show you, the fans out there, what took place at the Fasig-Tipton Pavilion. We have Smarty Jones' owner, Pat Chapman, the trainer of Smarty Jones, John Service, and of course, the rider of Smarty Jones, Stuart Elliott. First, before we get to that, Dani, what are your thoughts about Smarty Jones and the Hall of Fame?
Look, he cemented his legacy as one of the sport's most unforgettable and inspiring stars. Philadelphia loved him, embraced him. The whole nation loves and embraced him. And it was so cool to see that trio that was part of it, the trainer, the owner and breeder, and the jockey get back together, relive some of those amazing memories, and take us on that ride again. And he's been so important to us here at Parks Racing. We say that all the time. And I think there's just such a level of respect for what that horse has done for us.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at some of the speeches. First, we'll have Pat Chapman, the owner of Smarty Jones. Then we'll go with John Service, the trainer of Smarty Jones, and then of course the rider Stuart Elliott. Here you go.
All right, it's time to get this Smarty party started.
Oh, well, I've forgotten everything I was thinking about. This is unbelievable to be up here. I want to congratulate all of the inductees and all of those who've gone before us. What a room full of fabulous people. Congratulations to all of us. It's unbelievable to be standing here today as the breeder and owner of Smarty Jones, who was on Time magazine list of most influential people. Back in 2004, he graced the cover of Sports Illustrated and many, many magazines and newspapers nationwide for years, actually. Oh, and I wanted to say, Brian said I have 10 minutes. Good luck, Brian. You start the clock now. But to be here is an honor beyond anything I could ever have imagined. It's amazing, and I'm so sorry Chappie is not here to enjoy this with us. He would be loving and cherishing every minute of it. But he's here in my heart. He's always here in my heart. So, we were brought together by our common battle with addictions, and then our struggles to get our lives back together and rebuild relationships with friends and particularly with family. I am forever grateful to a power beyond myself that led us into a recovery program, 12-step program that got us started on our road to recovery. And I recognize a few faces here today of fellow trudgers. Trudge on. God bless you. Recovery from addictions is possible. Sorry, I just feel that's important to let you know. There are way too many people to be thanked who have helped bring this day to us. I cannot go into names. I'm only going to name a few if I remember. I'll start with Bob Kamak, who picked the dam of Smarty at the Keeneland yearling sale, and years later he picked the freshman sire Elusive Quality to breed to I'll Get Along. And then I'll look around the room and I see the faces of so many Pennsylvania thoroughbred horsemen and Pennsylvania breeders and Pennsylvania fans and fans from other parts of the country. You've all worked so hard to keep Smarty's memory alive and well. You've done a great job. I thank every one of you. And then there are so many journalists who have written so beautifully about Smarty. Thank you so much. But none wrote more beautifully or more supportively than Dick Girardi and Steve Haskin. And the rest of you wrote beautifully too, but those two were particularly hard. and they ended up on the nominating committee. So I want to say a great thank you to the nominating committee. Ah, you finally got it done. I had heard through the grapevine that if they could just get his name on the ballot, that the voters would do the rest. I think that's what happened. Thank you so much to all you voters who voted him in. This is an honor that I wasn't sure I'd ever see. I wasn't sure I was ever going to outlive. I wasn't sure I was going to live long enough to appreciate this day, to appreciate this honor, and to be up here to thank all of you so much for your wonderful support for this horse. Now, having a few minutes left, I'm going to yield the rest of my time to John and Stuart.
Good morning. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the induction of a true legend, Smarty Jones, into the National Museum Hall of Fame. As his trainer, I had the privilege of witnessing firsthand the heart, determination, and sheer brilliance of this remarkable horse. Smarty Jones wasn't just a champion, he was a horse who captured the imagination of racing fans everywhere. From his humble beginnings at Philadelphia Park to his thrilling victories in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, he carried the hopes of the entire sport on his powerful shoulders. His grit in the stretch, his unrelenting will to win, and his undeniable charisma made him unforgettable. But beyond his talent, Smarty Jones had something even more special. He had a connection with people. He wasn't just a racehorse, he was a hero. Whether it was his rags to riches story, his blue-collar roots, or the way he fought every step of the way, fans saw themselves in him. He reminded us all the way that we love this sport. To Mrs. Chapman and Mr. Chapman, I know you're here watching. Thank you for entrusting me with such an extraordinary horse. To my family for standing by me and making the sacrifices it took to make this dream possible. To the team behind Smarty Jones, jockey Stuart Elliott, groom Mario Arriaga, exercise rider Pete Van Trump, and of course, Dr. Patty Hogan. And everyone who played a part, this moment belongs to all of us. To Smarty himself, thank you for the thrills, the memories, and the privileges of being part of your journey. Today, we enshrine Smarty Jones among the greatest to ever grace the racetrack. His legacy isn't just in trophies and records, it's in the hearts he touched and the dreams he inspired. Smarty, you were once in a lifetime. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
I am so grateful and happy that finally Smarty Jones was elected into the Hall of Fame. He was definitely the best horse that year, and he deserves never to be forgotten. Many people know Smarty, but I am fortunate and lucky enough to say that I was the only one on his back and felt how determined he was, how much heart he had, and how much he loved to run. His ability and determination made him this little mighty and aggressive horse. He sure gave me all in each and every race. I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Chapman and John Service for giving me the opportunity to ride the best horse I have ever ridden. I especially would like to thank Smarty Jones for changing my career, for touching so many people's hearts, and thank you, Smarty, for giving me the ride of a lifetime. Thank you.
Well, Danny, there you have it. What a special day, electrifying at Saratoga. I just can't believe how all these great people were there in one spot. All the Hall of Famers, all there to greet Smarty Jones into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Chapman, she's always been so articulate and she's just so down to earth. I mean, of course, it's sad that Chappie, her late husband, couldn't be there, but she knows he would love that and he's enjoying looking down from wherever he is. And look, John Service and his family, his wife, and his kids, Blaine and Tyler, got to be there. They were a part of it. And then Stuart Elliott and his wife, Lilibeth, and their son, Christopher, who's now a jockey, got to be there. So it's really cool to see the next generation kind of take the torch as well.
And of course, Saturday at Equistar Farm, there's a big Smarty party. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we're all gonna be out there rooting on. And look, Smarty Jones is gonna live out his days at Equistar Farm with Rodney Eckenrode, but this could be the last time we see Mrs. Chapman and Smarty together on camera. You know, I'm sure she'll have many private visits with him, but it'll be great for all the fans. It's an open door policy to go out and just give them a high hoof.
Well, Danny, it's a day I'll never forget. All the excitement of all of it and seeing everybody again. Well, Danny, that's going to do it for Gate to Wire. Fans, I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next week on Gate to Wire.